Jesus saw people, however, only worshiping the law. Religious leaders manipulating people with their behavior to control them, rather than people finding freedom in loving God and finding a personal relationship with God. 2,000 years later, churches are still doing this very thing. To this day, many churches are under the law and not a place of refuge. They're not a place of grace, compassion, but a place of judgment. We walk by every day people yearning to be noticed, people who need to be valued, people who need to be loved, people who feel as if they're invisible and nobody sees them and nobody cares, people who are hurting, people who are starving for affection and love, much less people starving for shelter and for food. They know there's a place in their heart. In their heart, they're yearning for refuge in God. Could it be that somehow, some way, I could find my way back to God? And then when they might enter a church, when they might enter a house of worship, only to feel judged, critiqued, or looked down upon, then they feel, well, maybe there is no hope for me. Maybe I am so bad. Maybe I'm not fit for church. Maybe I'm not fit to be a part of a sacred community. And when they feel rejected, then they go on. And then they remember why they don't go to church anyway. And it's like Neil Anderson said, the Christian counselor and theologian. He said, today most churches are only preaching half a gospel. They preach the old rugged cross and the blood of Jesus, but they never get around to the resurrection. You're managing your disease. You're managing your dysfunction. You're only managing your brokenness. You're only managing your addiction. But Jesus Christ isn't on the cross. Jesus Christ rose from the dead 3 days later. Jesus Christ can help you with that addiction. He can heal your brokenness. He can heal your dysfunction. He can restore your relationships. He can restore and heal your marriage. Jesus Christ is alive. He's risen from the dead. We're the Easter people. We're not the people of the cross. We're the people of the empty tomb. Let's preach a whole gospel, not just half of one. Yes, atonement is important. Yes, the old rugged cross is important because He died for the sins of the world, past, present, future. But don't leave out the theology of the resurrection. Christ the Lord is risen today. Christ the Lord is alive in us if we believe in the risen Christ. He can transform lives, transform homes. He can transform people. But all the time we walk around as if we don't really believe that. We see somebody and say, well, he'll never change. She'll never get over that. They'll always do this. They'll always do that. You're fulfilling your own negative prophecy instead of believing in a risen Christ.